friends from the homeless community are here today, and they will speak to whatever they're going to speak to, or make a point or ask. But I would ask that, based on what's going on in Chinatown, that we get a report and update within a week to this full board to let us know, unless they're ready today, what is going to be the county's response, or if there's anything in process in terms of meeting the needs of the folks that potentially within the next 2 weeks are going to face eviction or displacement or whatever happens. That I think it's critical. It's urgent. I don't want to report in a week to talk about, no disrespect, the same old, what is our long-range plan, all that kind of stuff. I think what is social services doing, like for example, the health department doing, folks that have contracts with the county of Monterey, some of our homeless providers, what are they doing to address the thing that's going to just blow up right in front of all of us, supposedly in the next 2 weeks. I would like just an update, and if that process or plan, it's an urgent emergency plan, that because of the urgency of it, and depending on what we hear today, any other suggestions or concerns, that be attached to this update within 5 minutes.
Okay, hi, my name is Blaylock, and I'm also a homeless from Chinatown. I live in an RV and try to help the community out there, and I'm also part of the C4 program, the Chinatown cleaning crew, that we go out and clean out 3 days a week, try to keep it clean. And I get up to speak with you guys is the people out there, all they have is this pitch right there. You guys want to shut it down. Where's people going to go to? Right now, people are on the waiting list for the housing authority. We like this lady right here. She's 82 years old and she lives out there too, homeless. This lady right here. There's a lot of us out there. I'm 60 years old, and I never thought I'd ever be homeless. And I don't use drugs. I go to school. I do a lot of volunteer work for the homeless. And I wonder, where are we all supposed to go to? The county, that's all county property. Why don't you guys try helping us? Right now the housing, everybody's on the waiting list, and you know how long that is. And out there we're trying to do the best we can, and Chinatown is a community. We're trying to get this, trying to keep it up. Because when I first got there, it used to be worse. Because I used to hate to drive down there myself. Or I had a sister out there. And I see that a lot out there, that I will, it made me get involved to try to help the homeless. And we just want to know, why can't you guys help with like all these properties that are out there, if you take the kids away from these people and their property, where are they going to go? That's all I have. Everything that we have right there is all we own. We have nothing else. So, we want, you guys to, help us. They're fixing to open up the cabana. It's going to be 24-hour showers and laundry. Okay, all these programs are because they're trying to chase us out of Chinatown. So what's going to happen to these programs? They're trying to chase us out of the city limits. We're human. We're just like everybody else. We all have feelings. Everybody has a downfall. And some people pick themselves up and some don't. That's why you see so many people that's involved with drugs, is because people, they try to better themselves and then they get shot down. Me and my boyfriend had an opportunity to work for Dorothy's Hospitality. Jill hired us. She's one of the board members. And then Jen from the C4 program, I've been involved with this program since it started. And so it's helped us, I got an RV, and even with the RVs, they're trying to take us out. I don't want to be in Chinatown. If I could find a place where we could go park an RV, I'll be out of Chinatown. Because I don't like being there. But I have no choice. And, I see all these people out there. That's a lot of senior citizens. A lot of them have mental problems. Handicaps. I've seen so many people die out there. You know, try helping us, and we're willing to work with you guys.
Thank you, Ms. Blaylock.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Andrews. I'm 32 years old. I'm not currently homeless. However, my best friend is. He suffers from bipolar disorder, and he's had trouble with drugs and things like that in the past. So he doesn't currently have a place to stay. He stayed with my family. I stopped with my mother for over a year before he relapsed. So I'm here not just to support the homeless, but to help with the mentally ill community, because it is a huge problem. I have a half-brother who served in Iraq. He was suffers from PTSD as well. So it's not just here or a local problem. This is a problem that's affecting a lot of different people. Not just the homeless. Mental illness is affecting everyone. Is it affecting homeless more? Of course. They're going to be more depressed because they're on the streets. My commentary here is basically you need to get more attention and where it needs to go, to get these people housing, and to get medical attention and as well as psychiatric attention to those who need it. Thank you.
I was in my country, but I've been here since 1980. I work as a nurse. I work at our hospice at Central Coast, and I work as volunteer and everything. But the girl that I trust to send my money for remittance, the Social Security sent me a letter that I have to be here. And that girl kicked me out in their house, and the Dorothy picked me and put me there. And a few months, the girl that called the business manager kicked me out of the door and leave me for so many hours without a blanket and everything, because she complained that I have a lot of luggage and she wants to throw in that luggage and the medicine. And she left me on the sidewalk for five, or I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 hours. And after the hospital was in pneumonia. Then right now they are kicking me out again because they said I'm making a noise. Well, sometimes, I have some heart failure and I cannot breathe and I have to sit down, and they complain that I woke everybody up. Now I have no place where else to go, and I don't know. I'm seeking for the government help in Monterey. I live in Monterey at Lilavina Avenue for 17 years, and I've been taking care of a retired military guy for 17 years with no salary, a volunteer. And right now, he got sick and the son put him in the hospital. I was the one paying the house. And the son will not gonna reimburse my money. And right now, Mr. Gardner is still alive. And he wants to get me back, but I guess I'm already crippled. I'm injured my knee, I'm hopeless already. So I guess if I have a chance that I could forward my money in there, I'm seeking for the help that I could go back. But in my time where I'm working, I didn't snoop around California. So I am planning to stay a little bit if I could have a house to sleep. That's all I want. Seeking for a government help that is a shelter that I can be at night. And that Dorothy, we woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and sitting at the outside of the sidewalk, and they will open us at 8 o'clock in the morning for breakfast. So anyhow, after breakfast, we stay until 5 o'clock again in the evening. And they will push out again until 7:30 in the evening. So all the cold and everything I got. Right now, my life is, the black lady told me that I I have to seek for a place to move because they're kicking me out again.
Thank you for your comments. I'm sorry to hear about your situation, and Dr. Bauman would like to get your, he'll come speak to you so he can maybe help you with your situation.
Good morning, board. I'd just like to say that it's been a pleasure working with and talking with some of you, and there's a lot of you that I haven't got to speak with yet, but my name is Gresham, and I am a member of the suit against the city or to help stop or restrain the city from the sweeps. I want to personally thank Mr. Amenta and Ms. Parker and all of you for the work that you've done. I know you're preparing or trying to be ready in a situation of emergency. At this point, there's still hope. We have everything rests within the hands of the judge in the federal court judge. She was appointed by the president. All our hopes and dreams are based there. But just in case,
Epiphania.
I hope you're prepared to be ready in case of in case of some kind of little emergency, because somehow I just don't see how they can do what they propose without having a lot of people seriously hurt. But there's no place for them to go. I don't know if I can thank you for offering the county property to store the things, but I would hope that in an emergency that you can at least let these people come and get whatever extra blankets and items that they may need to help ensure that the survival or at least be able to stand up against the elements. So basically, I guess my time's probably running out. I equate this like a refugee camp in a war. Foreign peoples, basically a homeless population. There's just people trying to survive. They don't want to cause anybody trouble. But there's two types of people that will look at this, and one will see, both will say, "Oh my God, what have we here?" And they'll say, "Oh my God, something must be done about this." And one will say, "Oh gosh, you guys need something to cook with. You guys need some blankets, and you guys need some shelter. Let me help you." And the other guy will say, no. He says, he goes, look at this. This is a mess, and you're just adding to it. Both of these people are right. Both of them have eyes that can see, and only wisdom can determine the best course of action, the best way to deal with such a problem. But it is, when you're thinking about what you can do to these people, think about a refugee camp, because. And don't think that it's their fault, because in a refugee camp, it's not truly always their fault. And similarly in Chinatown, the people that are there, they're not there because they want to. There's a failed economic system, and as the government, we should address our restrictions and how we make it hard for people, and how we keep them from doing business. So anyway, I've always wished you well. And I just continue to thank you for your work, and I hope that you're ready.
Hi, Wes White, Senator's resident. We're talking about human rights. That's what it really comes down to. People deserve a shelter. That's a human right. It's a basic human right is to have food, clothing, and shelter. Those things are needs. We need to have mechanisms in place. The city said on Friday that this afternoon on the 8th, they're going to be post notices throughout all of Chinatown with no services available. Everybody's already on the waiting list. There's nowhere for people to go. And the whole point of this ordinance is to drive people who are too poor to afford rent outside of the city limits of Salinas. This is the county seat. It is your responsibility as the county to administer a policy that's going to effectively make a positive change in these people's lives. And if that means stopping this ordinance from happening and stopping these bulldozings that's going to happen, that's what you need to do. Because you can't just let people fall through the crack. If we really care about human health and human services, then that has to be a high top priority. Apparently, you're working with the city to allow them some property to have the storage facility. People get to have their stuff stored once. And as soon as they get caught again with their property out within city limits, then it's confiscated and never given back. So basically what they're forcing and what you're allowing complicitly is to have people live out of a backpack or don't live in Salinas. Salinas is the county seat. You guys are responsible for people's lives. We're not here to make people's lives worse. And that's what we're doing, complicitly or directly. The city says it's the county's problem. The county's not doing anything. Both policymakers have failed the public, poor people in general, chronically homeless specifically. Next we're going to have migrant workers who, have three families in a house. Then we'll start code enforcing there. Well, now they're homeless. They're gone too. We're looking at an upward swing of this middle grinder going up the ladder. Every few months, more people are going to end up being homeless and being driven out of the city of Salinas. And this is the county seat. You can't do that. You need to step in. You need to stop them from doing this.
Good morning, name's Eric Peterson, and the previous speakers just remind me of the meeting last week when Supervisor Phillips advocated sending more homeless veterans to Chinatown. We need to help our veterans, not make things worse. Go figure. Thank you.
Good morning, name is Amit Pandya. I'm a small business owner and a longtime resident of Salinas. City of Salinas just passed a resolution to clear out the homeless in Chinatown. They'll be bringing bulldozers and garbage cans and dumping everyone's property in there. City has made it clear they will not be allowed to return to the place that they clean up. The homeless will then disperse all over the county and seek whatever shelter that they may find, especially from the elements, heavy rains and storms which are predicted over the next 6 weeks. I say the homeless sweep plan in 15 days from today is off its timing, and at least the county should weigh in with the city and allow the shelters and the tents and their belongings to stay until middle of April, when the storms are predicted to abate. This is where they have services. This is where they have food. This is where they have restaurants. This is where they could be found if they need medical help. I'm wondering where the county is on this issue altogether. The county has a Lead Me Home program, a 10-year plan. Previous to that, another 10-year plan. County has a pretty strong homeless committee. County has infinitely more resources than City of Salinas can ever muster to deal with the homeless issue altogether. The plan in Lead Me Home that the county has put forth years ago helps the homeless and help them become a productive part of the community. This is counter to that goal of the county. Getting them, criminalizing being homeless, bulldozing their belongings, throwing everything in the garbage, essentially throws the homeless in the garbage and shows the level of care that the county and city are willing to afford the homeless. This is not right. Ignoring the problem doesn't usually make it go away. We have ignored the homeless issue long enough. It is time for me to urge you, the county leadership, to liaison with the City of Salinas. Find them temporary housing, a plot of land where they can pitch a tent and be safe from the elements, at least for the next 6 weeks. Or urge the city to halt all evictions and all cleaning up until such time where these people actually could find a shelter. If you go through with the sweep, then you'll have a different problem on your hands. That may be of search and rescue of people who take refuge in the riverbeds and other places with impending storms. Let's help our citizens get back on their feet. Let's see if those who need mental health could be found the right mental health. Those who have chemical addictions could be put in programs that could help with their chemical addictions. And the remaining that need housing, we can work on housing needs. Breaking the problem into 3 parts, dealing with each one separately, will be a more humane approach than just sweeping them, cleaning them, and throwing everything in the garbage. Thank you.